Hi students, we're going to start by the probability, the first part of probability counting, and next week we'll do the probability. So we have two parts. First of all, you must understand well the counting. So let E be a finite set of elements of n elements, and P be natural numbers less than or equal to n. The number of outcomes you may get by picking P elements with the replacement. Suppose you want to pick, for example, something, you're going to return it back, you're going to pick it another time. So here we can say the same number or the same thing, we can pick it more than one time. This is called a P list, and how many possible outcomes you may get, this is n power P. Let us take a very simple problem. For example, suppose I told you here you have a square, you have a triangle, and you have a circle. I want to pick 5 times such that each time I will see the figure that I have, I will return it back. You can pick, for example, the first time is a square. You can pick the square another time. You can pick it a third time. Okay? You can pick a square, two square, and one triangle. You can pick first a triangle, then two square. You have lot of possibilities. So you're going to ask yourself, since I have here a 3 pick, so how many choices for the first one? I can pick a square, a triangle, or a circle. So I have 3 choices. I return back the shape, and then I will pick another one. So how many times I have, how many choices for the second one? It's also 3. For the third one, 3. Suppose I want to pick 4 times with a replacement. So how many times 4 times? Times a 3. So what will be for 4 times? 3 power 4. And here that you see here is how many elements we have in the set. Here I have 3. How many pick I have with replacement is P. Let E equal 1, 2, 3, 5. Write all possible outcomes of 2-digit number. I have 2-digit number with replacement. So because with replacement, I'm going to do it 2 ways. So how many elements I have? 1, 2, 3, 5. I have 4 choices for the first one. The number I have picked, I may pick it another time. Another times 4. So it's 4 square, or directly it's because with replacement we say it's n power P, where n is 4 and P is the number of the pick. We know that the number of the pick here is 2, so it will be 4 square. An urn contains 12 green, 5 black, and 2 white balls. We need to pick 6 balls with replacement. How many possible outcome of picking 2 black, 3 white, and 1 green? Because with replacement, how many pick I have? I have 6, 2 black, 3 white, and 1 green. So I need 2 black. So how many black I have? The universe is a 12. So how many pick I want? Black, sorry, black is 4. So how many black I want? 2 times. I want a 3 white. How many white I have? 2. So how many times you're going to pick it? 3 times. Let me tell you, with the replacement, you're going to draw the ball, you're going to return it back. And the 1 green, how many green I have? I have 12 green. I want to pick 1. So the answer will be 4 square times 2 cube times 12. An urn contains 4 green, 3 black, and 2 white balls. We need to pick 4 with replacement. I want 4 white. So how many white I have? 2. So it will be 2 power 4. I want 2 green. I have 4 green. I want, because with replacement, 1 white. How many white I have? I have 2 white. I want to pick 1. But I want to pick 4. Till now I have 2 green, 1 white. Certainly the last one, it cannot be neither green nor white, so it must be black. So the last one will be 1 black. Maximum 2 green. I may get 0 green out of the 4, or it means a plus 1 green and 3 not green, green bar not green, here 0 green and 4 not green, it means green bar, or maximum 2 green, or it means in counting is plus, or 2 green and 2 not green. So how do we solve it? Because with replacement it's P list, I want maximum to get 2 green in a 0 green in a 4 power 0 And the 4 balls I need to pick are either black or white. How many black and white I have? 6. So I can have 4 or 1 green, and from the 6, from the black and the white, sorry, black and the white, we have 5, not 6. So 5. So from the 5 here, I have a 3, 1 green and 3 not green, or 2 green, and from the 5 2 not green. Maximum 3 white. Sorry, minimum 3 white. So either you have a 3 white because you're going to draw 4 balls, 1 not white, or 4 white, 4 it means a plus, and 0 non-white because I have 4 balls. White, you have 2 white here as you can see. So it's 2 power 3, and 1 can be either a green or a black. How many green or black you have? You have 4 and 3, 7. Or all are white, 2 power 4. Or it means a plus, and all are replaced because we have it with the replacement. We play in a deck of 52 cards, a play of, so we don't have here, a play of 52 cards is, you know the cards, you have 4 categories, the heart, diamond, jack, sorry, heart, diamond, club, and spade. You have 2 colors, red or black. You have these numbers. We're going to pick how many cards? 5. The first card drawn, we replace the first card, so it's with replacement by replacing the first card before drawing the second. Determine I want 2 jacks and 3 kings. So how many jack I have in a card? I have 4. How many jack I want? 2. How many kings I have? 4. I want 3. So 3 plus 2 is 5 cards. I want 2 spade only. How many spade I have in a card? You have 13. I want 2. The rest will be remains 3 cards. The 3 can be not spade. It can be heart, club, diamond. So I have 13 heart, 13 club, 13 diamond. That makes 39. So I have 2 spade times 39 power 3. The 3 are not spade. 3 hearts only. I want only 3 hearts. So how many hearts I have? 13. And the other 2 can be anything except hearts. So remains 39. Spade, diamond, and club. I have 2 cards remaining because I want to draw 5 cards. I want 2 spade, 2 diamond. I have 13 spade, so I want 2 out of these because with the replacement P list. I want 2 diamonds, so 13 power 2, and remains 1 card. This card can be either a heart or a club. So how many heart and a club I have? 13 plus 13, 26. I want 1 card of them. So here you have 2 plus 2 plus 1, 5 cards. In a class of 20 students, the teacher wants to select 4 problems to be solved such that a picked student can solve more than 1 problem. How many possible? So a student can solve 1, 2, 3. So it's a PLS repetition is allowed of students. So it's 20. How many students I have? I have a 20. How many pick I have? I have 4, so it's 20 power 4. Now before I start, I'm going to tell you what's factorial. 0 factorial always is 1, 1 factorial is 1, 2 factorial is 2 times 1, 3 factorial is the 3 times 2 times 1, 4 factorial 4 times the 3 times 2 times 1, 5 factorial 5 times 4 times the 3 times 2 times 1. So n factorial is all the product of from the number n till 1. Okay? So let us simplify. What's 5 factorial over 3 factorial? 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. I want it over 3 factorial. 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. So 3 to 1 and 3 to 1 cancel out. What remains? 5 times 4. Instead of writing all of these numbers, so I say it's 5 times 4. Because I have 3 factorial, up till 3 factorial, I cancel these 2, so it's a 20. 9 factorial over 13. I know 9 factorial is 9 times 8 times 7 till 1. 13 factorial is 13, 12, 11, 10, 9 till 1. So instead of writing 9 till 1, so I write it as 9 factorial. 9 factorial and 9 factorial simplified. I can simplify 12, 14. 14 is bigger than 12, so 14, 13, 12 factorial because I have up 12. I have 7, 5. 7 is bigger, so 7, 6, 5 factorial over 5 factorial, so remains 7 times 6 over 14 over 13. So you can simplify 7 and 14, you can write 6 over 26. And you can simplify also the 2, so 3 over 13. N factorial over n plus 2. N plus 2 is bigger than n. You can say n plus 2. The number before n plus 1. The number before is n. So you stop at n factorial because I have up n factorial. Instead of writing n times n minus 1, n minus 2 till 1. So cancel it. So remain this one. Here n plus 1 factorial is bigger. So I say n plus 1. Before it is n. Always you do minus 1. N minus 1 factorial and n minus 1 factorial. Simplify. Okay. A permutation. What is a permutation? Permutation is the arrangement of n elements from a set E containing n elements, but where repetition is not allowed and such that order is important. So if you want to pick a ball, you don't return it back. You keep it with yourself, but the order is important. Okay. Suppose I said I have 10 students. I want to pick 5 students such that the first student is going to get +1, the second student +2, the third plus 3, the fourth plus 4, the 5 plus 5. So as you can see, you cannot have same student more than one time because I said I want to pick 5 students, 5 different. And order is important. Why? Because the first one is going to get 1, the second is going to get 2, so the order is very important. So I'm going to ask myself, how many choices I have here? How many pick I want to do? I have to pick 5, we said. So how many choices for the first one? I have 10, I want to pick 1. So I have picked a student, remains 9 now in the class. So the second, how many choices? 9. Then I have picked 2 till now, remains 8, then remains 7, then remains 6. I can solve it in formula because repetition is not allowed and order important. So this is, we call it arrangement. I'm going to tell you what the difference between arrangement and permutation. It's not that important. So I want to pick 5 students out of 10. So 5 out of 10, the formula will say, this is the arrangement here. This is the formula. هي لازم تكون بعدها. Okay, بعد this one. So the arrangement here will be n factorial over n minus p factorial. So 10 factorial over 10 minus 5 factorial. 10 minus, you do the difference of these two. You put this biggest number here over the difference over 5. 10 minus 5 is 5 factorial. So it's 10. As you can see, you go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 5 factorial over 5 factorial cancel. Or you do it. How many, what is the highest, what is the number here you have? 10. You go 5 units, so 10, 9, 8, 7. So if you want to do arrangement, for example, of 3 out of 11, if you want to do it directly, I have 11. How many elements I need to pick? 3. You go 3. 11 times 10. If you don't want to apply the formula, times 10 times 9. هلا in your graphical calculator, you press option. Listen. In your calculator, you go to menu 1. You go to menu 1. Menu, I'm writing it here. Menu 1. You press option. When you press option, you search for complex, not complex, probability. You press the arrow, you have probe. Option, then you have a probe. Press probe, you have factorial. You have permutation. Permutation, it means arrangement. You have combination. In calculator, you put the number bigger before the smaller number. So if you want to do arrangement or permutation 3 out of 11, you write it in calculator. You put 11. Do it, please. 11 P 3. If you do it, you're going to get 990, which is the answer. So you go option, menu 1, option, probability probe. You put 11, then you press the bottom of P, then 3. Okay. Now, if you want to pick n out of n, this is called permutation. But nothing will differ it. N out of n, so it's, what does it, what's equal? It's n factorial over n minus n, 0 factorial, which is 1. Suppose I said we have 20 students in a class. And let us return back to the problem. And the first one is going to get 1, the second one is going to get 2, up to the last student is going to get it plus 20. How many possible outcomes? Or without replacement, so this is so it's a permutation. Why? Because order is important. It's not a p-list because repetition is not allowed. So I say this is an arrangement. 20, I want to pick out of 20. Instead of writing 20 out of 20, because I have pick all numbers, I can write P of 20. If you write it as P or A, whatever, all is correct. It doesn't matter. So this is a 20 factorial. How many choices I have? 20 factorial. This is what's written here, Bill permutation. Okay. Let us take problems. Let E, you have the set E, find all possible arrangement of two elements of A. We know when you want to write two elements, two-digit number, they want it as arrangement, so repetition is not allowed here. And order is important. I want it as an arrangement, so you say it is an arrangement. I want to pick 2 out of, how many elements you have here? 1, 2, 3, 5, 2 out of 4. So if you want to solve it, either you go to calculator or you say I need to go 2 units from 4. So 4 times 3. So I have 12 choices. Here I have another set E, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. I have 6 numbers. I want to write 3-digit number if repetition is allowed. If repetition is allowed, it's a P list. So it's n power P, you know what you took at the beginning. So how many elements I have? 6. How many digits I want to write? 3, so it's 6Q. If repetition is not allowed, order is important because you're writing 3-digit number. If you switch the numbers, the number will be different. So that's why it is an arrangement. So it's an arrangement. In calculator, it's permutation, okay? I want to pick a 3 out of 6. So you go from 6, 3 units down. So it's 6 times 5 times 4. So it's 120. In a club, we need to elect a president, secretary, secretary, and 2 directors. So here, أكيد repetition not allowed. A person cannot take more than 1 post because we want to elect 4. And order important. If I am a president and someone is a secretary, I cannot be a secretary and he's going to be a president because this is election. How many? We have 12 boys and 8 girls. How many possible outcomes we may get to elect 2 boys and 2 girls? 2 boys, it's an arrangement. We said order, repetition not allowed, but order important. I want to elect 2 out of 12. And girls, 8 out of 2 out of 8. So what do we do? So it will be 12 times 11. And here 8, you go to units, times 7. George is one of the elected, and I'm sure that I want to elect George. So how many Georges I have in the class? I have only 1 George. I want to elect 2 boys and 2 girls, so remains 1 boy. Instead of saying I want to elect from 12 boys, I have picked already George, which is choice 1 out of 1. Remains to elect only election on 1 out of 11, and I want to elect 2 girls. I have a arrangement 2 out of 8 girls. So the answer will be 1 out of 1 is 1. 1 out of 11, you go only one unit, which is 11. Because I need to go 1 here, I need to go 2 from 8. So 8 times 7. If you want to use your calculator, you go to, as I told you. An urn contains 12 green, 4 black, and 2 white balls. We need to pick 5 balls. How many possible outcomes of getting the first two green? The first two are green, followed by 2 black. So here, as you can see, guys, order is important. So because I want the first two are green, how many green I have? Let me add the first two green followed by two black. Let me do the first one, then one white, then one white. So the first two are green, black, black, and white. So order here is important, and I didn't say that I need to pick the ball. I'm going to return it back. Then I want to pick another ball, return it back. No, I said I want to pick 5 balls in order. So such that order is important. The first two are green, so it's 2 out of 12. Then I want 2 black, 2 out of 4. Then I want 1 white, so 1 out of 2. So what will be the answer here? It will be 12 times 11. 2 out of 4 is 4 times 3. And then 1 out of 2, it means times 2. I want green, white, black, black, green. So how many green? So order important. So arrangement. How many green I have? I have 2. So 2 out of 12. How many black I have? I have 2 out of 4. And then remains 1 white. So 1 out of 2. Okay. The second one is the only green. I want to pick 5. The second one is the only green. So I don't have order important because the second one is green. So how many green I have? I have it in the second row, in the second position. So arrangement order important. And still I have these 4, the remaining 4, but not green. So how many not green? You have 4 black and 2 white. So 4 out of 6. So here, how do you solve it? You say it's a 12. From 6 you want to go 4 terms. So 6, 5. You can do it on calculator as I told you. 4 times 3. The first is white and the fourth is green. So the first one is white and the fourth green only. Okay. So the first one is white. So arrangement. I have one white, which is out of 2. I have one green. The fourth one is the green. Concerning the rest, I didn't say like the first one, the second is the only green. I told you I have only the first is white and the fourth is green, but the rest can be anything. It can be white, it can be green, it can be black, whatever. So I have these 2 balls already I have picked, so remains to pick 3 balls because I have 5. Can be anything except these 2 balls that I have drawn. So I have in total how many? 18. So out of 16, it can be green, it can be white, it can be black, it can be whatever. I didn't say only I have 1 green and 1 white. The only white is the first one and the only green is the fourth one, like I did here up. No, I want only the first one is white and the fourth one is green. So the second, the third, the fourth can be anything. It can be white, green, black. So because I have 2 conditions here already, I have started by these 2 conditions. I have picked 2 balls. So instead in the urn, instead of having 18, now I still have only 16. Number 5, 10 cars participating in a race. How many possible outcomes for the first three winning cars? So order important, so 3 out of 10. So it's 10 times 9 times 8. 10 times 9 times 8. Of, of all the cars, you can write it as P, permutation 10, or arrangement 10 out of 10, so it's 10 factorial. So it will be 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. In the bookshelf, we need to arrange 5 different books and 7 different copybooks. How many possible outcomes you may get if the books come first, then the copybook? So I have the books comes first, so it's order important because why? The books are different, so it's I want the books comes first, so it is arrangement 5 out of 5, which is a permutation. You can write it as A5 of 5 or P of 5. Then I want to arrange the different copybooks, so 7 out of 7. Okay, so it's 5 out of 5 times 7 out of 7. Let E be a finite set of n elements and B a natural number less than or equal to n. A combination of E is all possible outcomes such that repetition is not allowed, because if repetition is allowed, it's called a P list, and whose order is not important. So the difference between permutation, arrangement, and combination. Both are repetition not allowed, but in arrangement or permutation, order important. Here the order is not important. Let us take example. So what do you do? We have here less possibilities. You do n factorial over p factorial into n minus p factorial. If you want to do it directly, combination is written of that form. For example, 2 out of 7. If you want to pick two students from out of 7. I didn't say the first one is going to do a job, the second one another job. I want to pick any two students out of 7. So you do 7 times 6. This is an arrangement till now. You go 2. But for combination, when it's order not important, what do you have here? 2. You multiply it by 2 times 1. If you want combination 3 out of 11, where you want to pick 3 in any order but without replacement, you go 11, 10, 9 over 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, this is more. In calculator, the same way, you go to menu 1, option, probe, you have combination, you have C combination. You put 11, for example, here, 11C3. Let us take an example. On a deck of 52 cards, how many possible outcomes of 5 cards we may get? I didn't tell you the first card is going to be a king, the second one. I want any order. So it's a combination. I want to pick 5 out of 52. It's a combination. Order is not important. So I start. Now it was an arrangement. You do 52 times 51. You go 5 times. Or you do it on calculator. Times 40. Sorry, times 50. Times 49. Times 48. But because it's combination, I don't stop here. I divide it by what number you have? 5. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 and times 1. Okay, you have some properties. Always you can check it by yourself. If you want combination 10 out of 0, sorry, 0 out of 10, you put it's 1. If you want 5 out of 5 bill combination, I want to pick 5 students out of 5. Order not important. I have only one choice. If you have, for example, 1 out of 10, you write 10. You go 10. And in combination, something you need to know. If you want to pick 3 out of 11, it's the same as 11. What's 11 minus 3? 11 minus 3 is 8. So this is for calculation, but you have calculator, it doesn't matter. In outcome of 13 cards, uh, we need to pick 13 cards from a deck of 52. Find all possible outcomes of getting 4 hearts. I didn't tell you I want the first one is heart, the second one is spade. So order not important and repetition is not allowed. So it's a combination 4 of how many hearts you have in a card? 13. I want to spade, 2 out of 13. I want to pick 13 cards. Till now I have picked 6 cards. So 4 plus 2, 6. So to get 13 remains 6 cards. These 6 cards cannot be a heart nor a spade. It can be a club or diamond. I have 13 club and 13 diamonds, so out of 26. You do it at calculator. If you don't want to do it at calculator, it will be 13. I'm not going to let me write the one of them. 13 times 12. You go 4 times 11. This is 10. This is arrangement, but since combination, I put 4, 3 times 3 times 2 times 1, and then I have 2 out of 13. 13, 12 over 2 times 1, and here 26, 25, till where? 24, 23, 22, 21. I have 6 over 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, till 1. Okay? 13 cards are drawn from a deck of 52 cards. What the possibility of getting an ace only? I want an ace only. So how many aces? I want to pick 13 cards. I have 4 aces, so it's combination 1 out of 4. An ace only. Remains 12 cards, and these 12 cards are not aces. So since I have only 4 aces, remains 48 cards. Part B, the ace of heart only. How many ace of heart I have? It's a combination, and no order not important, and repetition not allowed. So I have one heart, ace of heart. Remains 12 cards, but not ace of heart. So remains 51 choices for the rest. 51. And part C, at least an ace. So you may have an ace, one ace, and the 12 cards not aces. So 48. Or 2 aces and 11 cards not aces, or 3 aces and 10 not aces, or 4 aces out of 4 and 9 cards not aces. In the last one, in part D, I want 80 clubs. So how many clubs I have? I have 13. So remains 5 cards because I want to draw 15 cards. These 5 cards can never be neither not clubs. It can be heart, diamond, and spade. So 5 out of 39. Okay, you can keep it like this. No need to find the answer. If you want to find the answer, you go to calculator. Number 3, the troops of actors is formed of 4 boys and 7 girls. This troop it chosen is from a group of 9 boys and 10 girls. I want to pick 4 boys out of 9, and I want to pick 7 girls from 10. How many possible troops I have? Then let's say, for example, the first one I want to pick is going to do something in act number 1 or 2. Any, however, I can pick them in the way I want. Order not important, so combination. So I need to pick how many? I need to pick 4 boys and 7 girls. So as a total, I want to pick combination 11 out of how many? You have 10 and 9 out of 19. Okay. How many possible troops we have? If Rula is one of the I was sorry, I did a mistake. I need to pick 4 boys and 7 girls. So I need to pick 4 out of 9 and 7 out of 10. Okay. How many possible truths we have if Rula is one of the chosen girl? So first of all, the boys are they as they are. So 4 out of 9. Rula 100%. I want to elect her. So I have one Rula. So instead of picking 7 girls, now I pick 6 girls out of 9 because Rula is already 100% is going to be picked. How many troops we have if both Rula and Walid? So here in this problem, I want to pick Rula 100%. Instead of picking 7 girls, so I have 6 girls out of 9. I want to pick Walid, so 1 out of 1. And instead of picking 4 boys, I will pick 3 boys out of 8 because Walid 100% I'm going to pick him. Now we're going to start by the problems. 8 runners running 100 meter. Find all possible outcomes you may get. You can see this is order important. Akid repetition not allowed. This is a permutation or arrangement 10 out of 8 out of 8 or permutation of 8, which is 8 factorial. How many possible outcome in the national lotto? You all know in Lebanese lotto, you're going to pick 6 cars out of 42. I don't care about order. Number 5 can becomes the first, can be the second. It will be 5 million something. You do 42 times 41. You go 6 numbers. 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37 till 37. All numbers from 42 to 37 over 6, 5, 4, 3 till 1. In the troops of actors, we are going to choose 7 actors out of 20. So I want to pick 7 out of 20. Order not important. Repetition not allowed. It's a combination. We have 3 red fish, 2 black, and 1 silver. How many possible of 3 different colors? So Camel order not important. I didn't tell you the first one must be red, the second one must be black, and the first one is silver. So I need to pick any 3. So it's a combination. I want, sorry, first of all, 1 red, 1 out of 3. Then 1 black, 1 out of 2. And then different color, 1 silver, so 1 out of 1. So how many choices I have? I have 6 choices. 5 boys and 6 girls makes a volleyball team. The number of players in the court must be 6. I want to pick 6. I have 5 boys and 6 girls. How many possible outcomes you may get? I didn't tell you the first one I want to pick is going to be the center. The second one is going to right at the back, left, whatever. I need to pick 6 out of 5 boys and 6 girls. So 6 out of 11. How many teams consisting of 2 boys? So how many boys I have? 2 out of 5. And 4 girls, 4 out of 6. So also it's a combination. A certain class consisting of 19 students such that 12 external and 7 internal. The math professor decided to build a group of 3 students. How many group outcomes you may get? So come in, order not important, 3 out of 9. Actually the repetition not allowed because I want to pick 3 students. I cannot pick the same student more than one time. I want the 3 to be internal. How many internal? Internal means they sleep in the school, for example, in the dorm. I want 2 external, so 2 out of 12 because I have 12 external, and 1 internal, 1 out of 7. Combination. An air contains 9 balls enumerated from 1 to 9. We draw 3 balls by replacing the first ball before drawing the second. So خلاص هيدي صارت P-list with replacement. We enumerate a drawn ball each time. How many possible outcomes you may get? So I have 9 balls. How many draw I have? It's a P-list and power P, so 9 cube. You know, repetition is allowed. Without replacement, but because it's enumerated, so order important, because if you pick the first ball to be 1, the second one to be 2, the third one to be 5, so this is 125. If you write it like 1, 2, 1, 5, this is 215, so they are not equal, so arrangement. So it's an arrangement 3 out of 9, because the balls are enumerated. So it's 9 times 8 times 7. I don't divide it by 3 to 1. 18 horses participating in the race. How many possible outcomes we get for the first 3 winnings? So order important, 3 out of 18. I want how many choices for the first three winning holes coming in any order. So I don't care of the order here. So I do combination 3 out of 18. How many natural digit numbers we may get if the digits are distinct from a set? Digits are distinct, so order important, so arrangement. Repetition not allowed. I want 4 out of 9. Suppose it contains the number of 0. You all know if it contains 0, we cannot start by 0 because if you're going to start by 0, it will be 3 digit. So that's why I will do the same thing I did, 4 out of 9, the total number. Okay, 4 choices, but the thing here, you must eliminate the number that start with 0. You know that the number that start with 0 are the same, the number that start with 1 are the same that start with 2 up till 9. So how many groups you have? You have 10 groups. So how many group I want? I want 9 out of the 10. So 9 out of the 10 of the total number. Okay, or you do it in another way. How many choices for the first one? You can pick from 1 till 9. So I have 9 choices. The number you have put, because I want it to be distinct, you cannot repeat it, but you can put here more 0. So I still have 9. This number that I have wrote here, I cannot repeat it another time, but the 0 I can add it. Here till now I have 2 numbers written, I cannot pick them, so 8 times 7. Or you can say it's 8 4 out of 10. I want 9 choices out of 10, 9 over 10, because arrangement 4 out of 9 is the total possibilities, because order important and distinct. Okay, but we cannot start by 0. So the same number of groups starting with 0 is the same as starting with 1 till 2 till 9. So how many groups I have? I have 10 groups. I want 9 because I must eliminate the one with the 0. So I say 9 out of 10 of the total number. An assembly of 20 people, you have 12 girls and 8 boys. Must elect president, vice treasurer. We talked about it. So here, how many possible? So arrangement, I have 4 to select, 4 out of 20. Suppose that we decide the post of president and secretary be given to girls. So I have 12 girls. Arrangement 2 out of 12. And the other for the boys, so 2 out of 8. Suppose George is one of the elected. George, instead of selecting 2 out of 8, George, I'm going to select him 100%. Remains one to select one boy, 1 out of 7. I have the 2 girls, 2 out of 12. I think that these problems are simple. In class 12, you have 12 girls, 8 boys. You want to pick 3 randomly. How many possible outcomes? So it's a combination, order not important. So 3 out of 20. 3 girls I want. How many girls I have? I have 12. 2 boys, and it means the third one must be a girl, since I need to pick 3. 2 boys, so combination order not important, repetition not allowed. And 2 boys and 1 girl. Okay. We have 15 vacant seats in a bus. How many possible outcomes we may have for the 6 students? So it's combination, order not important, repetition not allowed, 6 out of 15. I want to pick we need to pick 5 cards. I want 2 jack, order not important. So 2 out of 4, I have 4 jack. Remains the 3 cards not jack. Not jack, it means you take from 52 cards the jack, which is 48. No aces, 0 out of 4. So I want the 5 cards, anything except aces. Except aces, and 48 choices. So 5 out of 40. At least 3 queens. So I want 3 queens out of 4. Because I want to pick 5 cards, there remains 2 out of 48, not queen. Or 4 queens and 1 card is not queen. 1 out of 48. 2 spade and 2 diamond. Don't forget, I need to pick 5 cards. 2 spade, 2 out of 13, or our combination here. two diamond, two diamond, and remains one card. This card can be a heart or a club. Okay, I don't want to do this. At least one king. You may have one king, one out of four, and remains four cards because I'm going to draw 5 out of 48, or two kings and 3 out of 48, or three kings, 1 out of 2 out of 48, and the last one, I cannot have more than 4 kings, 4 out of 4, and 1 out of 48. All hearts or all diamonds. In the 5 cards are hearts, in the 4 out of 13, remains one card. 5 cards. So 5 out of 13, all are hearts. 13. كنت لازم احل لكم اياه هون. Or plus 5 diamond, all diamond, 5 out of 13. The queen of spade, I have only one queen of spade in the card. Remains 4 card, everything except the queen of spades, so I have 51 choices. We have inside an urn 3 black, 2 white, and 3 red balls. We draw 3 balls from the urn without replacement. How many possible outcomes? Without replacement, so it's an arrangement here, combination, because order not important. I want to pick any 3. They didn't mention about the color. Out of how many ball you have? 3, 6, 7, 8. 3 out of 8. If 2 are black, so 2 out of 3. And the last one will be either a red or white. How many red and white we have? 5 choices. At least one is black. Either you have one black and 2 not black, white or red, so 5 choices. Or 2 black and 1 can be white or red, because I want to draw 3. Or 3 are black and 0 out of 5, which is 1. If 2 are of the same color, so it can be 2 black and 1 either white or red, or 2 white, 2 out of 2, and 1 can be black or red. I have 6 between red and black. Or 2 are red and 1 can be black or white, 5 choices. Or any plus. A club is formed of 5 men and 8 women. We want to elect 4 board members, such that we must have at least 1 woman. Minimum لازم يكون بالelection 1 woman. How many possible outcomes you may get if you want to have 1 man? 1 man, so 1 out of 5. You want to elect 4. Come in order not important, because they didn't say the first one is secretary present. I want to elect any. And the 3 women, at least 1 man. Yani either you have 1 man and the 3 are women, combination all, or 2 men and 2 women, or 3 men and 1 woman. We cannot have 4 men because the election is not correct, because I need to have 1 woman. But the 2 women, so 2 out of 8 and 2 men. When I have 2 women, I want to elect 4, so 2 women and 2 men. What is the number of diagonals in an octagon? We have 8. So how many diagonals? Order not important, repetition not allowed, so it's a combination 2 out of 8. I do minus 8. Why minus 8? Because the sides الأوكتاجون هو عنده 8. the sides يعني when you want to draw an octagon like this, okay, you cannot pick the sides. The sides, it's impossible because these are called the not diagonal. So it's 2 out of 8 minus the 8. How many triangles? Triangles, you need 3 vertices, so 3 out of 8. Hala, if you have in the set like this, how many ways we can write this letter? This is very simple. You count the letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 factorial. You have factorial in calculator also بالprobability. How many m you have? Only I have 1 m. How many I? 1, 2, 3, 4. You divide by repetition in factorial. How many s? 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 factorial divided يعني. S I, how many p you have? 2 factorial. So the answer will be, guys, 11 factorial over 4 factorial, 4 factorial, 2 factorial. If I take another one, suppose you have this letter B, A, S, A, A, R. How many S and R? How many possibilities? You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 factorial over how many B1, B, how many A you have? 3. So over 3 factorial. How many S you have? 2 factorial, and R is 1. So please, in this kind of problems, not forget. Okay, I'm not going to do another problem of cards, enough. An urn contains 20 marbles such that 12 white, 3 black, and 5 red. We want to draw 5 marbles in a row. How many possible outcomes we may get? The first 3 are white. Order important here. The first 3 I want red. So 3 out of 5 followed by, sorry, the first 3 are white. So 3 out of 12 followed arrangement followed by 2 red. So 2 out of 5. In part B, they didn't say no, I want the order. I want only 2 red only. So how many red is a combination? 2 out of 5. And the rest remains a 3. How many? 5 marble. 3 cannot be red. It can be white or black. So I have 15 choices. 3 white. 3 white. So I have 3 out of 12. Remains 2 not white. 2 not white, it means black or red, so 8. Red, then white, then red, then 2 black. So order important. How many red I want? I want 2 red. So arrangement, 2 out of 5. White, I have only 1 white, 1 out of 12. And 2 black, arrangement, 1 out of 3. Okay? Binomial property, we're going to do it for next week. I hope that you got the counting. So this is your program for next Monday. Prepare well and see you.